let's continue. Organization of information, organization of nodes. So the entire idea and why I have such a poncho today to show you that, well, before I was understanding what the zettelkasten is, I was thinking that nodes are just for references and nodes are just, something that store my information. But then my eyes was opened and so on and so forth. And the zettelkasten told me that there are some nodes that are just interesting to create and interesting to play with. And I hope that today I will share this thing for you. But for now, yeah, tomorrow I remind you to bring your laptops. This is my notes about nodes. Green one, this is bad. I don't know, do you see green? But some of them are green. And the green nodes are notes about my nodes, and everything else is my nodes, not about nodes. Main ideas today: keep what resonates. Keep what resonates means that if something interesting for you, it may be deserved to be stored to your inbox and proceed further. You understand why. And then the next idea is save it, proceed it, and use it. This idea told that, well, usually you find something in one context and you will use it in another context. So at first save it, then somehow rechange it, make it storeable, and only then you can use it. Plan for today: we will meet Obsidian, then we will meet Zetelkasten, and then we will be a bit of theory about involuntary attention and about memory. About difference between today lecture and lecture 5. Today was about eternal nodes, nodes about word, not about knowledge, and so on and so forth. We'll focus on net structure, and tomorrow we'll focus on dynamics of these nodes and storing information outside the nodes, how to store books, how to store physical objects in your room, and so on. Let's take a look about Obsidian, my Obsidian. There, sorry again, it's in English, it's Russian, but I translate the interface in English. So, for example, we are talking about flow. And I have a node called crisis points on flow. I'm researching that there are some. Yeah, I can do it. I research and I notice about myself that there are some points where to get out of the flow has high possibility. For example, when my code is compiling, I have this stuff to look around, and there is a point. And I'm researching for it. I don't know where it's going. I think by pointing my attention of these dots, I will understand how to stay in flow longer. But still, it's just an idea. There is it's linked for idea of content changes. You see this idea in your slides that context switching are tied to apps. There is a comics that I was mentioned, but I don't write you. So this is a programmer who just become. So yes, this is some programmer comics. Why you don't need to distract a programmer? But there is some idea about architecture of programming, because when you program code, you have architecture patterns, and I figured out that, well, if architecture tell you that you need while reading to switch from one layer to another, it may be a better architecture. So now it's not about knowledge, but about architecture of my programs. And well, this leads to architecture of PO, and this leads for business rules. This is business rules what it is, and so on and so forth. So this is just a graph where you can go wherever I want. This is my Obsidian. Let's take and why I suggest Obsidian for you. The first thing, because it's offline, you just use Markdown files. who used to use Notion before it was banned, before it banned us all? Who used to use Notion? Okay, who use Notion now? Only one of you. So you see that it is much more harder to use Notion, and we will have problems how to do it. But they will not never happen with Obsidian. Obsidian can be ruined, this company can be vanished, but you will have this your markdown file offline in your computer, and this is very important if you have some notes about about your areas of interests. You know, in 10 years, I think I will still argue that the context featuring is make you tired. So this node must be relevant, and I want my program to be to open it. Obsidian can be synced with Git to your Android if you know Git. Obsidian have lots of plugins. We will show a bunch of them, and Obsidian has LaTeX equation support. If you have to write equations, and if you was in my LaTeX course of ISP, then you know that LaTeX has a lot of equation beautiful equations, and Obsidian support to write them. Practice. Let's install start Obsidian. I hope everyone, please open your laptops, and let's. So, Anastasia, you are without laptop. Please install Obsidian. Okay, I hope you all install it. Yeah, all of you are installed Obsidian. Let's then set up it in a bit. So firstly, you need to create a vote. Well, how it's done right now? Yeah, you will see something like this. Yeah. Create a vote. Vote it's a separate vote. So I don't know how vote is translated. What? Okay, yes. Well, vote is just a big separate number of nodes. So different votes are not connected entirely in no case. You need one vote. Create it by creating, but put it where you want to put it. There will be your Obsidian. Oh, I can do it right now. Yeah, because votes are entirely separated, all the settings will be in different too. So I will create vote called ISP. I will browse my location for this one. Example, I use create. So this is Obsidian. This entire everything you will see it the same way. Well, and let's configure it. At first, I suggest you to make folders called base, folders called inbox, folder called media, rename media, and folder called templates. So can I? Yeah, can make it. So try to create these folders. Okay, are you done? Then let's go and somehow use it. Okay, I will send you this file. Yeah, I will send you this file. Just a moment. Copy. Yeah, no, in template, please, in templates, create a file in templates, mark it new node, and make it, for example, base template, something like this, and put the stuff I give you by Telegram there. This is an example of template that you will you can use in the notes. After the lecture, if you like Obsidian, I hope you will like Obsidian. You can use whatever you can add your templates, whatever you want. What? What? This is this is a markdown notation. Markdown. Three, yeah, three dots are just three dots. You can remove them if you want, but for me, it's just understand. Before it's my text, after it's my footer. So I will show why. You can remove these dots right now, but I will show why I'll keep them later. What? Okay, so okay, then let's somehow go to this stuff and to settings. So this stuff is settings. Do you find settings? Settings, yeah. Yeah, so you can change language to Russian or to whatever your language can be. So there is change type lecture of language. In editor, you can what to do in editor? Mm-hmm. Well, in editor you will just leave it as it is. In file and links, we can automatically use internal links. Okay. Default location for new nodes. It's in the folder specified below, and you put the inbox. So in file and links, put default location of new nodes to inbox. Default location of new attachments are media. Do you get it, or I need to be slower? Okay. So in files and links, you put a default location for new nodes in specific folder specified below, inbox, this folder you create before, and attachments, some images, PDFs, and so on, to separate like a folder called media. Mm-hmm. And then, yes, that's all for there. Okay. Well, just a moment, don't. Yeah, now we are setting this up. So you can make this stuff. Yeah, then appearance, base color scheme, you can use light or dark if you want. Well, I like dark scheme, so you can change it. And nothing else, I suppose. Yeah, so there is just a change the scheme if you want. We don't go to hotkeys, core plugins. What we want to do, canvas, daily notes, playlist, format converter. Yet we'll go to template. Community plugins will go further. Okay, so that's all for here. And in templates, you go to core plugins templates and put the template location templates. So I hope this is all for start. So do you get the setup, or you need to? Okay, let's go further. So right now, let's see how it's working out of the box, and then we'll see what plugins can install. If you create Ctrl plus N, Ctrl plus N create every new folder, new node, and it's created in inbox. You see there, Ctrl plus N as in every program. Well, Okay. What? What? To make it in inbox, you need to go to, well, yeah, to files and settings, and make the file location for new notes inbox. So you see it. Yeah. So let's make think that this okay, this node was created. Now I need to apply a template. There is, you see this stuff, insert template. You put there, and you have your template. It's applied, and now we have a date when it was created. Yeah, sure. You go this there, insert template, click it, and template is applied. So then you can create one. I sent a code in Telegram. Yeah, again. Well, then maybe go to templates there and put the template folder location. Yeah, it's done. So now it's just a note. You can write anything. Who are not familiar with Markdown format? Who is new for Markdown format? Please raise your hand. Never. Well, okay. Just a quick recap from Markdown format. You can use this stuff to make a header. So header 1, header 2. You can use this stuff to make something bold. You can use this stuff to make something italic. By the way, I use Ctrl B plus and Ctrl I as in Word. You can use this stuff to make so minus and then space. Give me a list. Yeah, and 2, 3 stuff. This stuff give me a hash bar, hash line. I can add code in LaTeX style. Well, and I can add, code or in, for example, let's do some Kotlin code, fun, main, print, hello. So this is really basic of Markdown. It's how it's called. It's text with some ideas. Okay, now what it can do, grab any picture, a cat picture, yeah, cat. We like cats. If I copy this, go to internet and make any picture you want. Copy this picture and make just Ctrl plus V, This image are now in my Obsidian, and it put it to media. You see, so you can add images, just copy it from internet and paste it there. You can, make a print screen. If you take a print screen and again make Ctrl V, then this image will be there. Okay, you get it? And what else we can do is to add some properties. If you add Ctrl plus P, Ctrl plus Ctrl точка запятой, Ctrl plus точка запятой, Ctrl plus semicolon, yeah. Please show Yusuf where it is, because I don't know how it's called точка запятой in English, so please show what I mean. So if you make Ctrl plus Да, картинки помещаются в медиа. Если это не так, то тебе надо вот здесь вот, так, нет, вот здесь вот добавить, что default location of new attachment media. Yeah, I'll go for it. I'll go for it. So properties, there are some predefined properties. Alias, it's alias. So alias is a synonym for the node. I can find I can find the nodes just by searching it. If you open Ctrl plus O, then you can find the node. Ctrl plus O, you can find this node. But if you add ls, yeah, you can find it by ls. Ctrl plus O, and you can find it by ls. But also you can create custom properties. For example, mood when I create. Mood when I create was happy. And now this custom properties is happy, and soon you can navigate with these custom properties. I'll show you it a few moments. Let's create a new box. So a new node box. Let's create a new node. Let be node one. I don't know. I'm out of my creativity. Node one. I again add node a template. And now I can refer from this node to previous node. Just make it square braces and connect them. You see? The important idea from Obsidian is that this connection appears there, but also this connection can be seen there. So background connections, background links. So I have a new node. I connect it with previous one, and previous one knows that I have these connections. How I connect? I use this notation. You see? Try to add double square brackets, and then Obsidian will show you your possibilities. Yeah, and it is a graph, and you can connect it, and so on and so forth. So, ссылка на внешний ресурс, you can just add a link, and you will instantly. But yeah, but also it have this, not Wikipedia annotation. I hope it's something like this. Wiki. This notation is also valuable. Okay, this is about the core Obsidian, but we also have plugins, and I ask you to install them. Community plugins. You need to go to settings, to community plugins, and turn on community plugins. Yeah. And now let's see what I suggest you from my basic idea community plugins. I suggest you to install plugin called Atmotion. Just a moment. I will I can do it. Sorry, I have it in there. Yeah. I want. It's a plugin that can add you things. Let me go somewhere. Motion plugin can add motions. Just things like this. This is motion plugin. Okay, how to install motion? Let's see. So you see that there is a motion plugin. Go to settings, community plugins, browse. How it's Yeah, sorry, admonition. So this one, admonition. Why I can't just? Yeah, well, I need to cheat a little bit. Fail to install. Well, oh, yeah. Let's okay. Well, sorry, I don't know why. Let's go first. Let's have some plugin. Let's start from the most important one. Categorization. This plugin, yeah, it will be installed. Let's see some most important one. Yeah. Mhm. Well. Sorry, it's. Oh yeah, sorry. You need. I think you need to reload it. I think you need to reload and see will it happen. Hope will. So just close Obsidian and open it again, and let's see will it happen. Helped. Boom. Bro. Yeah, why? Why it's failed? 104 status. Well, I don't know why. Let's me check. Can I install something from there? From my original? Maybe something with network. Maybe network is banned. Well, now it is, but sometimes it is. Okay, so it's maybe called tech network. Well, okay, then yeah, yeah. So German for Rome, not called tech, it's okay. Okay, so Mhm. Well, okay. Boom. Let me try once again, and if not, then not. So you go to again community plugins, browse, Excalibur, install, GitHub. Okay, maybe we have, while I was teaching LaTeX, there was a global root failed. And now I think there is something like this. So just all sources are in GitHub, but GitHub can't be opened. Okay, okay. Let me show you. Then we will do the following. We will hope that GitHub will down detector. I want to down detector. Yeah. So down GitHub. Yeah, so we are lucky, guys. The only time when I need GitHub today, it is now. Okay, but what we'll do now, first I will explain some plugins why we need it, and then we will try again at first. So AdMotion plugin, it's something like this. It make AdMotion. It makes some beautiful stuff like this. What else I suggest you? What else I suggest you? Copy image. let's see how it's copy image where it is. Boom. Yeah, copy image is just to make, well, when I have some image, boom, 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 where I have this image, for example, okay. Well, I have this image, so I can, no, it's categorization. Okay, copy image is to copy image just to by right click. So usually, images is separate files, so it's hard to copy them. But copy image allow you to copy an image just by right clicking on it. And data view, it's one of the amazing plugins. And data view allows you to create something like this. This is a well SQL-like a table. As you can, this is SQL-like table, and I just write something like this, and data view create me this table entirely. So it's really needed to have table of context and map of context, something like this. And again, why you need, let's return to the properties. This is property topic. Yeah, property topic. Let me make. Yeah, it's custom one, and it relates not just a text, it contains a link. And data view use this topic to navigate. So data view is a very must-have example. Xcali draw is a thing that can where you can make something like this. It's for painting and for creating refs. Git, it's if you use Git, you know what it is. So there's plugins. If you don't use Git, I think it's too hard to explain why you need it. Melt encrypt, it's Sphinx, it for security. So I can use a very good password and then melt encrypted. So some other master password, and then it is encrypted. No one can see what it is, and I can decrypt it obviously. Recent files, it's for this thing, so I see what files I was navigated recently. By the way, this Git is working. Git working, you see it push. And table of content can provide a dynamic table of content. So that's all. So we will not wait while GitHub is. Yeah. So okay, then I'll ask you to install. Well, I'll ask you to install maybe Xcalil data view and Xcalil draw. Maybe. Well, it's again failed. Okay, sometimes it works. So these two plugins maybe the must-haves, other is more optional. Yeah, but let's go further. Let's go to the lecture. Yeah, I have a few of my own plugins. First plugin, how many? Yeah, first plugin is turn some connections. So you see this. I see a lot of tree-like structure in my original idea. So it's topics and topics, related to another topics, to another topics, to another topics. And I wrote a plugin that give me one hashtag to all the subtree, and this is useful for to find everything in subtree. Also, I have in Obsidian there are some ignored. You can ignore some folders. It is useful, for example, if you combine in Obsidian I don't know, your tasks or from the work and ideas about the work. You don't want to find tasks about from your work while you are thinking about some general more general ideas. So you can ignore some of them. And I wrote a plugin that help you this stuff. And also I wrote a plugin that work in combination with first one and move everything with some tag to another folder. If you, when you will, but all these plugins are raw. I don't publish them because I need to work on them more. But someday I will, and you can use it if you want. Okay. Now let's stop working with notebooks for a couple of, well, about 10 or 20 minutes. And now you know the technical stuff, you know the Obsidian. And I want to tell you why we are why we will working with Obsidian today. So we done with the technical stuff, and we will done with the not technical, ideological stuff. We will do it. So you know, this course is named Productivity and Organization, yeah, for Life and Academia. And previously, 3 lessons, 3.5, well, 3.25, we was dedicated about things related to doing things, to productivity, etc. We were talking about motivation. We were talking about we were talking about actions. We were talking about how to simplify it, and so on and so forth. They was even the habits. They have the same vocabulary. You see this vocabulary. The BG-Folk, for example, model that came from habits, it was postponed to all of productivity. But now we are somehow switching context. And now it may seem that we are start to talk about, well, as a term, but we can argue is it interesting or not, but it seems that it is not related to productivity. But my goal is to show that it is an essential part of productivity. My goal is to show you that even we will switch a vocabulary, we will switch a look, but still we are talking about, well, the stuff without what productivity can be complete. And this lesson and the next lesson, they will be, well, less fundamental. This term is more hard to me to understand what is foundations and what is the psychology ideas that stay by. But still, I hope that you will see that it is interesting. First, that it is interesting for you. Then I hope that you will understand that how it's connected to productivity, and then I hope you understand that it is just a different look from the ideas we was talking in the previous lessons. So let's start. Why we are doing it? Because, first, productivity, well, ideologically, productivity is often about progress. You know, what we're talking about, discussing in the last pre-elections is about to go away from, you know, day of День сурка, I don't remember how it's named, but from this feeling that we are not in control of our life. We are going away from the feelings that we need to be reactive just to react on some events that are going for us. And so that's why we learn how to postpone the messages, how to rethink about them, and so on. And there is a next step about this feeling, next step about progress, to reflect on, well, how methods are done, why are the effective flows are not, and so on, and why they are, well, do we want to do them or not? And this progress is not possible without reflection, and this progress is not possible without saving information. If you've done something, that maybe you need to store it for future. Also, why we are learning it? Because, well, First, there are some ideas. First, it's Menon paradox. Menon paradox told that it's a very rare situation when you find in a book exactly what you need to find in the book. So usually, if you read articles on or books or something like this, you may find what you want to, but also you can find an ideas that are not related to your current tasks, an ideas that are related to your some future tasks. Well, for example, I can read a book about how it's called writing text. Maybe you know it's in Russian called "Пиши сокращай" Maxim Ilyachov. And there are lots of ideas about not just writing text, but about structuring things. And structuring things are related for not for writing, but for notes too, and for creating presentations. So I want to store it for future. Next, we need to react to incomes. Some inboxes are come for us, and we need to understand where to store them. And store them, we need a system to store. So this is essential part of productivity. Then there is mental rigidity. Maybe you remind that I have it in inbox just for today. Mental rigidity is a way when you know you have only one idea and you're stuck on it. You're so afraid that this is idea, that you forget this idea, that you can't just think about others one. Do you have such feelings sometimes? Yeah, and so why we are stuck on this idea? Just because if we put it away, if we don't know where to put it, we will lose it. But if we know where to put it, and if we know that we will return it in a while, then we are free to just put it and work again, work to something else. And and at the end, why we are learning it, safer process used principle. When you know, well, let's make this example will be useful for you. Who write some programming courses? Who thinks that he's programmer? Well, most of you. Okay, then I will tell this example and I'll try another one. While you're writing a program, do you have a feeling that some function is wrong? It's not belongs there, so you need to rechange this code. But you need to change this code. But now you are working on it. You know you can do refactoring because you're just implementing new features. Do you have such ideas from time to time? Yeah. So, and what to do if we separate, if we switch context to refactoring, then we don't apply our features. But if we are not separated, then we just forget and we don't improve our code anywhere else. So the first thing what you need to do is just to mention it, to save it somewhere, and then you will have an opportunity to return in another state. And this is the same for, for example, for productivity. You start learning productivity. Maybe you are not starting, maybe you are continuing, but still you learn productivity. And sometimes you see that something, something is not quite right. That in your system it's not quite right, but now you're doing things. Now it is not time to reflect on it. But so you can save it, and but by the way, you will have a time to reflect. This idea will not be lost. You will have this idea because it was saved. So this is why you need to save it and then use it, and before and reflect it in the middle. Yeah, this is about mental rigidity. So, for example, why it is useful. This lectures. I use these lectures. You see, I show you my Obsidian, and you see that there was some nodes that are completely related to this lecture. And for example, where I save stuff, I save Getpocket. Getpocket, I mentioned, is my articles. The last articles I save there is this free. So I will return to them somewhere, and you can do the same. You can use Getpocket to save some articles and return them later. Also, I was starting it again because organizational information is not just another topic, is an essential part of productivity. And let me tell you the connections. Let me highlight them. So at first, in one point of view, the good productivity system is a consumer, a good organization is consumer, because in the next day, tomorrow we'll discuss about dynamically ideas in all of the organization information, and you see, to make some dynamics, you need productivity system, you need to have tasks to rethink something and so on. Another way, it is an element, because now you're putting to inbox just messages from your colleagues and friends and people. It's a level 1 again, but in level 2, in the next level, you will put in box everything, so it will not stuck on your head, so you will not distract by this stuff. And some of these things from this inbox, it will be, well, tasks, but some will be, for example, idea for the present for your partner, or something will be, well, idea from the article on your scientific from your scientific research and so on. And this reference stuff must be held somewhere. So this is why we need organization system. And also, and another idea is, well, productivity organizations are just a view. We will talking about information, about stored information, about memory, how memory works in psychology. Psychologists need to know about memory, and, well, tasks, projects, information, and especially ideas. Why especially? Because, well, when you have tasks, you, well, know that you have them, you have a memory about them. But if you have an idea that are stored for a year or for half a year, you just forget it, and you need to think of ideas not just as tasks, but about something that you need to memorize yourself somewhere, just to create in some way your idea must become project or must be deleted. Yeah, at the end, even in good days, 2 or 3 idea is the much I have, and so I'm not so genius to lose these ideas. Now, ideal system have two, from my point of view, 2 main tasks. The first is obvious. The first, I think, it's quite straightforward. It's well, I decide what to do, and the system is needed to help me. The system say, okay, you decide to make project. Here is information about this project. Another thing is not so straightforward, and this is what I wasn't thinking about before I know about Zetelkasten and so on. Well, your organization system can not just proactively help you, but not reactively help you, but proactively suggest something to work on. And you will see in Zetelkasten is an idea about working with nodes to create an ideas just because they arrive from nodes from bottom to up. And you will see that some nodes are created in such a way that you work on them and you understand what you want to do because you have these nodes, and not vice versa. Not you have. So the first thing is you know what to do. You find the information. The second one, you have this information and you have an idea what to do. This is the opposite side. Yeah, and also productivity. You can improve productivity with organization. Why do you? We have a lot of ideas when you are learning it. So why don't think that about anything? Because you memory, because notes are forgotten and you don't remember that you need some, and this is the idea why you need some. And also because it's just fun, and I hope I will show you that it is fun sooner. Yeah, productivity is a difficult topic, but I will not stuck on it now. And yeah, a bit of history. There was multiple ideas how to create nodes. Some of genius people don't create nodes. This was okay for them. For example, as I remember from Akvinsky, the famous Christian father of the church, he don't create nodes. Um, yeah, nodes may be created on some surfaces, for example, like this. Greek uses this, восковые таблички. I don't remember how it's named. Thanks. You make notes in chronological books. You make a commonplace books. It's notes that are stuck by rubric, and you can separate notes. Main division. We will go soon. We will go into practice. Main division is that notes may be created by understanding and by knowledge. And usually this division is correspond with division by your internal and external motivation. Do you remember about internal and external motivation? So internal motivation are more stable, and if you create nodes with internal motivation, you just like to create nodes because they are just, you'll just play with them. And this is the idea behind the zettelkasten. Zettelkasten have, this is an example from site of the zettelkasten. And the zettelkasten have a nodes with, it was created by a scientist, about a sociologist, and it was, and the main thing why it is important, because the zettelkasten don't have rubrics in our common sense, it has efforts cycles. So this node starts there, and then it's going in this way, and this way, in that way. And this node going in this way, and so on. So this is just, chains of thoughts. So he try and see one idea, then it's go to that kind of idea, to that kind of idea, and so on and so forth. The cast basing, there is no rubrications. They start from bottom to up. So first there are a lot of nodes, and then we understand why we connect them. Also, nodes are atomic. So one node is one thought. Nodes are primary, not the source. Nodes are linked to each other. And the original zettelkasten was about one topic. Yeah. Type of nodes that we will practice right. This slide, then we will have a break, and then we will have a half an hour practice. So I'll give you the what to do before you go to a break. Zettelkasten have some kinds of nodes. It's statements. Well, for example, statement atomic nodes allowed you to build chains of reasoning. It's question for yourself. In my system, there are question. Okay, I know that something works. I don't know the answer, so I just put the question there to understand it. It have map of conduct. For example, it's some topics, some general topics, and it has some entities. Entities сущности. Well, you have some ideas are not connected to topics, some ideas connected to entity. So it's just another kind of rubrication. You can say that the general connection is, for example, for productivity, but in this productivity I have nodes, and I want to have a separate node dedicated only for nodes. You can erase this for now. You cannot think of it for now. Also, we have unions. Zettelkasten is about thinking, so there are some connections by just not because they are somewhere stabilized, but by because you think in this way. For example, I have idea of foundation ideas and habits, and this is a bad rubric. It's a bad rubric because in a month I will not remember what is foundation ideas, but still sometimes it's helpful. And you have some literary notes, literature notes. What I will ask you to do after the break, we will have 10 minutes break, and about half of well, maybe a few 20 minutes or something like this of working, I will ask you to about after the break to open your laptops again, to have your to have your headphones on if you want, and use this. You collect the thoughts from this course. Yeah, you put this to canvas. So try to put these thoughts that you collect to Zettelkasten and try to reflect on this. Try to find well how they are connected. Try to find how the thoughts are related to each other, and make a few graph of the thoughts that was resonate with you in this course. So is this task clear enough or not? What? Sorry. Okay, so you during this course, I ask you to collect thoughts, to collect the ideas that resonates with you. Yeah, uh, and what I ask you is to find these ideas, and for example, give me please one of ideas that you collect from put to canvas. Any of you? The implementation then is what? A way to take take a time consuming sorry intent. Okay, so I have a note, and I know and I have, for example, another note. Let's for me, and GTD asks to simplify tasks. And oh, sorry, it was not nice. And now, well, now I think, okay, GTD want to simplify tasks. So, and I write something like this: GTD is about simplification, but what it is if I can't simplify? Well, for example, implementation intention. For example, creativity. I just need to walk a bit. And for example, well, I don't know, but something you just try to think, you just try to reflect on the thoughts and think of them by writing. And my goal here is for you to catch this feeling of that writing gives you a relief. That writing is a playful by itself. So this is my goal, and I want you ask you to stay focused for this time and see how this nodes are connected. And maybe you find, for example, maybe you find from this, you find that node that, for example, GTD is a node for all tasks. And you see this is a new thought, but you create it, and you see that because I need to do something with something. So some new thoughts may arise, and this will be the best one. So if some thoughts will arise, just create them, and so try to create this graph. So this will be the task, and I will do the same. I will do the same not for this task, but for my real nodes. You can find them in the, while your work will be working, and you can ask any questions you want. Now we have a 10 minutes break, and then I think 20 minutes of such kind of work. 10 minutes break now. Okay, let's start. I will give you, for example, 20 minutes. And so what I could do is to go to Obsidian and start working on to create Zetelkasten. I will try to do the same just to give you example, but then I will go through these rows just to see is there any questions and so on and so forth. So, but now you can have a tea, you can put on headphones if you want, but, and I'll in one hand I'll do the same just to show you how it is working in real life, but on the other hand I will uh, go and so Yusuf, what we are doing, we try to implement, try to work with the thoughts with in Obsidian. In one hand, I will do the same. Sorry, it is in Russian, but uh, mm, it's just my fault. Notes. I will do the same just to show the example. But on the other hand, I will go from to you and for others just to see that it's okay with you, and you have maybe some questions will be arised. So we'll do something like this. So we are starting work. Please go to Obsidian. Try to create, try to link thoughts. Try just to think about them, and I will show the example how I work on it and then I will go and see is there any questions with you, like this. So what we are doing again, I ask you to go to Obsidian and try to connect ideas and thoughts. Maybe some new thoughts will arise, and in home task I will ask you what the new thoughts are arising from this section. And in one hand, I will show the example how I work in reality in my notes. But then I will go from one of you to another view and ask as any questions and try to help you and try to answer these questions. You have a little less now. Now you have a little less than 15 minutes, but yeah, it's okay. It will be yours. So Yeah. Yeah.
How to make a name reference to requirement. If I want this to be a name with reference to refer to the file with this name. How to do this?
So where is oh, this stuff you need just to make it this stuff.
You can't make a custom name.
Oh yeah,
How
sure.
to do that? Oh, okay.
Let me go see if there are any questions. Are there any? If there are some questions, please tell me and I'll try to help you. Um,
What I wanted to write about.
but you have thoughts from that stored in Canvas. Start with them.
Yes, I just started with it because I have like some inspiration from this
Okay.
GPTs. I just use it, read some, and ask some questions that can be updated here.
Okay, try it, try it. If you have any problems, you can ask me. I'll try to handle. Any new questions? Смотри, у тебя есть те мысли, которые ты записал в Canvas. Попробуй их объединить, посмотреть, как они свяжутся друг с другом. И ничего не вяжется. Да, попробуй посмотреть в целом, если вещи, подумай про те мысли, которые были, есть ли какие-то новые, может, они возникнут, может, там ты в чем-то сомневаешься, может быть, наоборот, из той мысли, которую ты записал, что-то интересное следует. So, burn of new ideas is one of the essential uh, things of all zettelkasten. So have when you connect some thoughts, some new thoughts are arised, or if you just think about thoughts, some new thoughts are arised, and this increase your uh, understanding of the area you're working on. So now you're working on your productivity system of how productivity works, but usually it can be not only productivity, it can be other topics. But you will have less than 4 minutes, and then we will continue. So this is just a demo session, not the just demo session. Guys, please. let's return. So this was just demo session. It was very quick, but still, may I ask, raise your hand who gets these feelings, who gets these feelings of that your thoughts are come through you to the system. Please raise your hand who gets it. Well, a few of you, so you're not. Your thoughts that it was, that you was in a flow, that you was focused on it, and that you have an as you have a relief when you put them to the system, when uh, you feel yourself good when you do something like this. So you don't get it. It was not. It wasn't for you. Okay. Well, again, this was a demo session. I see that at least half of you catch this feeling. Uh, for those of you who catch this feeling, uh, I will be happy that this technique, this idea of connection, will be a start of your new habit, of your habit of not taking and not thinking. That especially well, will be good if you start with productivity topic because this is when you are interested in it now. But maybe it will be your topic of your scientific research. Well, for those of you who are not catching this, maybe I'll ask you to give the system one more chance when you will be alone, when you will have time, when you will be in your room and nobody will distract you, and when you can turn off the light, when you can light, and you can give have some tea, when you can just be in your something in function like this. So give a hand. Try to go to this focus, to this narrative, to this reflection state, and see if this technique works for you. We will, well, we have 20 minutes for rest of the lecture, so we will not go deep inside it, but still we are going to understand what we was doing. So why, and Zetelkasten, you feel it now. Let's reflect on these feelings. Uh, you Zetelkasten is good for areas where you can where you go information from bit to bit and play with it. So the all the well how it's called social scientists like psychology, how to create notes, how to create presentations, how to do something with marketing and so on. So all social stuff are well quite uh, separated in ideas. So Zettelkasten is really good for social stuff for social scientists. It's um, um, a bit worse to our stuff to the to nature science. But still, if you had some thoughts of your use, if you're looking at some thoughts, that it's Zettelkasten can help you. Zettelkasten work with internal motivation. So now it was a task for you, but usually you mark it just because you see that the ideas come from your head and they become more and more clear for you. So this is a self-motivated process. Try it, and yeah. Uh, Reference about what is understanding and why the custom is about these connections, because well the main idea of understanding is about connections somehow, in the kind of connection with already known ideas. uh, in academia it can make easier find the connections if you have these feelings of about research in not a local way when you have a grant and you need to do something, but in a general way when you are interested in the nature. Uh, yeah, do anyone of you know 2-4-6 game? We not have enough time to play with it, but let's go just uh, for the confirmation bias. Do anyone of you know what is confirmation bias? Categorization bias, or in Russian it sounds предвзятость подтверждения, maybe you heard this term, is about then it's about when you think that something is true, then you will find all evidence about something is true and don't find any evidence that are against your position. So this is confirmation bias. And Zettelkasten somehow uh, try to fight with it because in Zettelkasten you firstly have separate nodes and only then combine to some decision. Um, in Zettelkasten more about thinking. We will not stay on this. We will not stay on this either. This is also too narrow for now. So and the last, well, Zettelkasten, what is the thing I suggest for you as a real Zettelkasten. So yes and no. Maybe I just lie to you. But speaking the truth, Zettelkasten was one system that was created by one man, and he never described it completely. So everything, if you ever think about not taking, ever find something on the internet about not taking, Zettelkasten is one of the famous methods, but nobody knows what it is. No, everybody knows that it is everybody is something around, I tell you, something around atomic nodes, something about connections, something about creates these chains of faults. But masses is Zettelkasten digital or analog? Is it about a named as statement or some just ideas? Is it must it have unique indexing and original custom or not? All of these, well, narrow but still interesting things are not described. So many many people understand about Zettelkasten something different. They're all in the same way about internal motivation, about thinking, about make thoughts, but still no two descriptions of Zettelkasten are exactly correspond much with each other. About theory, well, we'll still have 15 minutes to have a lot of theory, so I will try to point the most important stuff because that's connected. This will be connection to future. At first, about let's talk about ideal system. Uh, tomorrow we will think we will use this division. That ideal system must simplify your efforts, усилия, and efforts might be physical, just how many times you click, and maybe mental, how many times you think and do you need to memorize. German, Anastasia. Thanks. So and in different types of system, one of the efforts or the other efforts are taking place. Another idea that must be fast thinking, and well, another theoretical stuff that it is maybe interesting about shotgun. Well, in David Kahneman said that our fast thinking work in well mental shotgun. In Russian, it was translated as "ментальная дробь." Yeah. Oh, thanks. I just forget that I read it. That I write it. So if you read it, you see that there is you just can't read it even if you don't if you have this thing if you have exactly style exact how it's called algorithm not to read because your fast thinking read a bit more that you ask for fast thinking. And if you see Apple, that you will have a lot of association. Not of them, all of them will be just understandable for you. Some of them will be in how it's called, yeah, yeah, subconscious, yes, подсознание. But there will be lots of associations. This is how how the memories are raised. There is a diffuse and a focus thinking. The diffuse thinking, also known as default network mode, diffuse thinking is again about creativity and about and about think about nothing. So when you was writing on Zettelkasten, if you catch this moment of self self-interesting notes, then it was diffuse thinking, so it has a lot of broad connections. And fast and focus thinking, you go further, but in only in one direction. And this is why Zettelkasten works, because when you catch the thought the first time, you usually have things to do, and you just don't have enough energy to look around and to see what is not connected. And while you're working it with your Zettelkasten system, you can see these ideas because you are in diffuse thinking. And we will not go for this. We will not go for this either. Involuntary attention. There are three attention mechanisms. Again, I show this slide. Involuntary attention, voluntary attention, plus voluntary attention, known as nose and flow. Do you know this stuff? Who knows what will happen there? One of you, then two of you. Then we will see attention. When I firstly see this, I don't notice the gorilla.
Idea that you have to count the passes.
Yeah.
But another guys are focusing on the whole picture. What's going on here?
Yeah, but the task was about counting the passes.
Yes, but actually, I understand that the main idea is to count. But actually, I understand that I can firstly the first view on the whole picture, and secondly go and count it.
Yeah. Okay, let's go further because we have not much time. So involuntary attention have three components: novelty, contrast, and interest. Novelty, let me an example. Novelty, for example, let's imagine that a professor in some university told you about differential equation and then show some porn. It will be novelty. It will be novelty because you don't expect it. Contrast, it's about if you somewhere show in regular words and then make something like this and then make something like this. It's just about changes in number. And interest is if you're it's how much you focus on this topic. Novelty is field of interest, contrast, yeah. For example, it's an example about me. I am not biologist, and if I see something like this, I say, okay, this is a grass, maybe with flowers and something like this. But someday I went to Hermitage Museum, and this exponent is really catch my attention. Do you know why? No. Because this, you see, this changes white, black, white, black, white, black. You see, I'm physicist, but I don't understand why is the light reflect like this. So because there is nothing like this there, and it's catch my attention, and but it catch my attention only because I'm a physicist and I'm interested in physical stuff. So this is about involuntary attention. I will not go on them. And why? Yeah, and why? The context is about involuntary attention. Why I'm telling about it? Because firstly, because it's justify keep what resonates principle. I tell you that most of the time it is when you what to save to your system. Well, anything that catch your attention. But why? Because in general, if something catch your attention, it's in your interest of your field. So for me, something that catch your attention will be about physics and mass spectrometry, but I'll never have enough attention on some new laws in our federation, for example. For you, if you, for example, know German is about robotics, so maybe a new article about robots will catch your attention. So and some new article about mass spectrometry will not catch your attention. So this attention catch itself is a good indicator that you will need this idea for later. Yeah, and this stuff we will not go on this. And we will not go on this either because we don't have enough time, I think, and because we need to go about tell about memory. Memory is a very good a needed concept to understand productivity and to understand how to store anything you want. A memory stands on three stables, on three columns. First is context, second is brightness, and then in clarity. Context is that memory, well, context related. In my house, it is easier for me to memorize anything about my house. If I, no, not about work. If only, also there is some associations. It's easier for me to memorize well, think about if I'm watching Disney movie, it's simpler to me to memory something about another Disney movie. Brightness, it's about how this was emotionally charged and how it was if well, one day I stuck like in movies. I fell, but not on banana, but on plastic leg, on plastic spoon. I going for a day and I just made stuck like this because there was a plastic spoon there, and I remember this day because there are emotions from there. And clarity is, well, it's how we don't memorize good the things that are no smoothies, that are not that has not rigid borders. If we have one event and another event, we will memorize both of them. But if there are events that slowly transform to another one, the memorying is much harder for us. So there are some concepts that are erased from this idea. First, that all details are forgotten. So if you want to save any details, you need to make additional attention. Similar memories are mixed up. For example, if I read three books about productivity, I will never understand where one idea comes from. So, and this is why we are saving ideas by ideas, but not the source. If I read 10 articles about mass spectrometry, and then in my hand there an idea that in some articles there was an interesting idea, I will never understand on one of these 10 articles I find it. So store not the source, but the idea itself. But isolated facts are forgotten because memory works with association. So if you have only one fact and you're not connected with some another ideas in your system, you will forget it. Brightest images are easier to remember, so if you name somehow your floats in this bright image, it will be clear. And also, we remember 7 plus minus 2 entities. So the number of entities we can hold in our head are limited. And to increase this number, we need to somehow combine the entities to create a bigger one. So when you try to read, you read by letter, and it's really hard to combine these letters in your head. And so then the entities will be one letter. Then you know how to read words, and then the entities become words. Then you know how to read sentences, and then the entities become sentences. And then the entities become just, ideas itself. And so to successfully memorize, to create a good structure, you need to combine things into entities with clear boundaries, and entities must be, well, homogeneous. Consequences, I want to focus one of them. No, I don't want to focus on them. I don't want to focus on the size, I think. And categorization, yeah, return about from memory. We are go first, but you can rethink about this, review this lecture. So we work with this, with nodes of understanding and with internalization. Let's tell about knowledges. And if nodes with internal motivation are about atomic, about disconnection, about lack of clear borders, Node technologies are exactly the opposite. You need to combine, you need to localize them, you need to have clear goals, and center and center. And I think I'll end in this last topic about rubric. Well, all you know is that rubrication is good stuff and so on and so forth. So what's the problem? That it is usually hard to implement this idea because you don't understand what good rubrics are. And here are some tips for you. What do you think about this idea? Pigeons can formally be classified as birds. Is it true? Pigeons can formally be classified as birds. Pigeons это голуби. Голуби. Oh. Pigeons can formally be classified as birds. Yeah, it's true. Does it sound something? It sounds some crazy, yeah. And what about compare this to stuff? Pigeons can formally classify as birds, and humans can formally classify as animals. Both of these ideas are true formally, but we used to think about pigeons as birds, but we don't used to think about humans as animals. Well, usually. If you used to, it's good, but usually, well, yeah, usually it's just a different topic in our minds, and why I'm telling this, that formal affiliation is not important. So if in your head humans are different from animals, then in your system humans must be different from animals. Thanks. No, we will not take this. Boom. Okay, think about your last project, last something that you've done. Think about it. Last good big project. For example, for me, it's these lectures, and just yeah, think where you can use it again. So in what context? What maybe it maybe it will be article. Maybe you will tell your friends. Maybe you will be telling you will make another project upon it. So do you think about it? Yeah. And do you see that in multiple ideas arise in your head simultaneously? This is the idea that well, if mental shotgun produce multiple contexts, you will forget where you put this where you put the stuff. So you need to. This is an indicator that you can't just put, for example, project about what to tell about hydro.
We was on the same ISP course about
Yes. Yeah, so if you put this project to topic hydrogen, then it's quite a frequent idea that it's quite probable idea that next time you will have it in another context, but forget that you will have that you put it in hydrogen. So this is what about. And yeah, we are going to the end. About 5 minutes, and we will finish. Remember your English course here? Yeah, you have something English. Okay, what remember? Well, philosophy course. Do you have philosophy course? Yeah. Okay, let's. Okay, but what?
What is the idea of it?
This stuff. That context is that there are some details that we forget. For example, I think about project in terms of years. I know that this project I make in 2025, but I will forget that it was in the last week of January. So the idea is that make structure flat, make structure flat, separate only in broader topic, but not in narrow ones. We will see how it's come to the life in the next day. Yeah. Where to put an outsider with the section other, for example. And well, this is the last slide, so we will not focus on it. Bibliography, how to take smart notes, yeah. And this maybe this monography, home task. Home task has always put thoughts the resonance modes in Canvas, but also now you can put it to your zettelkasten system if you want. Write in a theory form how you connect and play this notes during this course, and try to add a work note to your habit. It is not, it's just a suggestion for you. Yeah, and this is the last slide. Thank you for your attention, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you.